Hello children, myself Anuradha Sinha, your SSC teacher, is present with the new session of Social Science. Children, in the previous class, we had dealt with the exercise of chapter 2, Human Migration. We have already completed A. Tick the correct option, B. Fill in the blanks, C. True or false, and D. Answer briefly, that is short question answers. Today we will be moving to the next part of the exercise, that is answer the following question, E, that is long question answer. Today I will be explaining you the question answers, and at the same time I would advise you all to understand each and every question properly so that the concept of each question could be clear to you. Do not focus on learning the answers, do not mug up the answers, but instead try to understand those answers so that you can write it in your own words also. So, let us move on to the first question. Briefly highlight the three types of migration. The three types of migration are: number 1, voluntary migration. Voluntary migration here means the migration where people move to another place on their own wish or choice. Own wish means willingly. That is, when the people move from one place to another place willingly. The reason could be anything. That could be for a better job opportunity, that could be for better education, or that could be for a suitable climate. This could vary from one person to another person, or from one group of people to another group of people. But the migration where they move willingly from one place to another, that is on their own wish, nobody forces them, that is known as voluntary migration. The next two migration are the forced migration, but in forced migration you have two parts. That is, the first one, migration due to natural disaster, and the other one, migration due to man-made disasters. Migration due to natural disaster means the migration which takes place because of some natural calamity. If some natural calamity has occurred, then due to this, when the people move to another place, then that is known as migration due to natural disaster. Now this natural disaster could be flood, it could be earthquake, it could be tsunami, it could be famine. So these are the various reasons of movement due to natural disaster, migration due to natural disaster. Now the next one, the third type, is migration due to man-made disasters. That is, disasters which do not take place because of nature, the disaster which occurs, which takes place because that has been caused by man. When the people move to another place due to fire, drought, or terrorist activities. Fire has taken place in some particular area and the entire area gets vacant. The people move to a new place in search of a better shelter. Then because of that, or drought, rainfall has not occurred on that land, no crops, no food, then no means of earning livelihood, then in those cases also people move to a new place. Then these all are the man-made disaster, terrorist activities. Some terrorist attack has taken place in a particular village or area, then the people out of fear also move to some other place. So these all are the man-made disaster due to which migration takes place. So again, have a look at the three types of disaster. A. Voluntary migration, B. Migration due to natural disaster, and C, migration due to man-made disasters. Children, I could have sent you all these question answers in the form of PDF so that you could write the answers and note it down in your copy. That could have been very easy for me also as well as for you also. Definitely, I would send you all these answers in the form of PDF so that you can note it down in your copy, in your notebook, and you can have a record of all the exercises in your notebook, which becomes easier for you during the time of examination to go through the exercise. But the motive behind making this video for the exercise is that I am explaining you each and every answer so that you can have a clear concept of the answers. In the class, as we are not having a full-fledged classroom teaching, in the classroom teaching you do remember that the teachers give you option to give the answers, and you raise your hands in the class and you give out the answers, and the best suitable answers are then marked out and you note down the answers in the copy. As we are not having a full-fledged classroom teaching, so I am not getting your views regarding the answers, at how much you have understood, or what is the answer on your behalf, what do you feel could have been the answer. Because of this, I am explaining you each and every answer so that those who are not able to understand the question or have any doubt in the answers can understand the answers and then note it down. Okay? So come to the next question. Question number 2. List 3 hardships that the migrants face. Now here you have two new words, hardships, difficulties, which I have already explained you in my video. The difficulties that are faced by the people who move to a new place. And migrants means those people who migrate. The people who migrate from one place to another, they are termed as migrants. The 3 difficulties or the 3 hardships that the migrants face are lack of proper shelter. Whenever a person moves to a new place, the first thing and the most important thing that they require is shelter, where to stay, where to spend their day and night. So when they move to a new place, that place is completely new for them. So most of the time they are not able to get proper shelter. If they get also, they don't get a proper shelter. Lack of sanitation, that is lack of cleanliness, the neatness that is required in order to have a good living and a healthy living. That sanitation is also not available most of the times. They are supposed to live in a dirty place which is not neat and clean, unhygienic, and this is the reason why they fall ill also. Lack of safe drinking water, because you all know that if you don't drink water that is filtered, that is boiled, those all water contains lot of germs which cause so many diseases. You have read in science, isn't it? So when they move to a new place, the basic thing that is required, safe drinking water, that is also not available to them. So these are the 3 hardship or the 3 difficulties that the migrants face. Now come to the next question. Migration brings happiness to many people. Explain with 2 examples. Now understand this question properly. Migration brings happiness to many people. It has said many, it has not said all. That means migration brings happiness to many people, not all the people. Many people it brings happiness. You have to explain this line, this statement has to be explained with 2 examples. So first you have to give a confirmation to this sentence, an affirmation that yes, migration brings happiness to many people. That is, yes, I agree to this statement that it brings happiness to many people. And how will you explain it? Give it 2 examples. This can be explained with 2 examples. The first one, migrants become happy when they see new places. Migrants, already I have explained you the meaning of this in my previous question. They become happy When they become happy? When they see new place. Because whenever a person moves to a new place, uh, they are able to see so many new things at that particular place. They are able to see park, they are able to see different kinds of temples. If that place has a historical monument or a building, they are even able to see that. The important buildings of that particular town or city, they are even able to see that. So they become happy when they move to a new place, whether that is a town or a city or a new country. So these all new places where they move, they visit, it brings happiness to them. And the second point, migrants become happy when they experience climate that suits them. They become happy when they experience climate. Suppose they are living in a place which is very hot, excessive heat is there, and then they move to a new place and where they have a suitable climate, a moderate climate, neither too much hot, neither too cold. So they experience a climate which is suitable to them, so they become very happy. So these are the two examples which are given in order to justify this statement. Children, you can even give your own opinion to this. It is not necessary that you have to write the answers that I am giving you. I am suggesting you that these all are the options of this answer. You can write it in your own words and you can have your own opinion also regarding this. Now come to the next question. Question number 4. Suppose you have to migrate to another city. List 2 preparations that you will make. Now this is a question that is looking up to your imagination, that what you all can imagine, what you have already understood the concept of the chapter. So how you can imagine and you can write this answer. You have to move to a new place, you have to migrate to a new city, to another place, and what preparations you will make if you are going to that city. So this answer I have given on my opinion. I have written it down. You can, again I am saying the same thing. It is not necessary that you have to write the same answer which I am suggesting you. You can have your own views, you can have your own ideas. I would see to that also, and I would appreciate if you write your answers in your own words and have your own views. So the answer is 2 preparations that I would make are: number 1, I would pack all my books, notebooks. So whenever you go to, as you are a student, so the most important thing for you is your education, is your studies, isn't it? So if you go to a new place, firstly you will see to it that your studies don't get hampered, they don't get disturbed. So first you will take care of your books and notebooks. You can even write here stationery items or study materials which are required along with the books and the notebooks. The second thing that you would do is, I would pack my clothes, shoes, things which I use daily. Now clothes contains 3 sets of clothes. For summer season you have to carry cotton cloths, for winter season you have to carry woolen cloths, for rainy season again you have to take care of umbrellas and raincoats. So I am not writing those 3 things separately, I have just mentioned cloths. So shoes and things which you require for your day-to-day use. That may be a comb, that may be your toothbrush, your toothpaste, your nail cutter, or anything which you require on your day-to-day basis. These are the things which as a student and as a child you can take care of when you are moving to a new city. Now the next question. What facilities are needed by people in case of a disaster? Suppose a disaster has taken place at a particular place and the people are facing that disaster and they are in a difficult situation. At that time, what facilities should be provided to those people who are facing this kind of disaster? That disaster could be anything. I have already explained you. That could be a natural disaster or that could be a man-made disaster. But the facilities that should be provided to the victims, what should be that? The facilities that are needed by people in case of a disaster are: number 1, shelter in the form of relief camps. Shelter here again I am saying you, the place where you can spend your day and night, residing place that is. So first of all, the people who are the victims, who don't have a shelter, they should be provided shelter, and that could be in the form of a relief camp, the camp which is being provided by the government to those victims. Second, basic amenities. Amenities here means the basic facilities that is provided. That is food, medicines and cloth. These are the basic requirement that should be given to the victims. They might not be having food with them, they might not be having medicine, many of them might be ill. So these all things should be immediately provided to them so that they can have a better living at the time of disaster. Now children, we have already completed E. Now just have a look at the next page, page number 16. The question that you will see here is, this is question number F. Solve the grid. A grid is given to you. So many alphabets are written here, you might be seeing it. What you have to do is, you have to circle 10 words that is related with the chapter human migration and list them down. See, 10 blanks are given here. Here you have to note down the 10 words which belong to this chapter itself. Again I am reminding you, you don't have to use any other word. Only those words which are mentioned in this chapter and which is present in this grid. You have to find it out and you have to write down in the blanks given here. One is given for you, agriculture. Can you see here? I have also marked one more for you. Here you can see the second word is shelter. Now you have to find it down and you have to write it over here. So in the next class, I'll continue with the next part of the exercise. Till then, you go through the video, understand the concept, and if you have any doubt, please let me know. I will always be there to help you out. Thank you.